I want to present to you the cyclic concept of Christian maturity, where we begin and how we end. Of course, the starting point of all of our lives is our character, who we are in our innermost being. Now, you could take out the words Christian and maturity here and just say as a human being. Whether the person is lost or saved is not important in this context, but everybody has a character. Everybody has a worldview, a presupposition, a starting point, the way that they see life. Everybody has a window that they are looking through, and that window is built and determined by the kind of person that they are. And so what flows out of your character is how you think about God, theology. The most horrific and extreme and anti-God illustration of this, of course, is the devil himself. He has a view of God, but because of his character, because of who he is in his innermost being, his view of God, his thoughts of God, the way he thinks about God is hostile in nature. Therefore, he can never come to right conclusions about God because he doesn't want to. And so our goal is to be mature Christians. Now, if that is the case, if that is your desire, if that's what you're driving toward, then you obviously have better character than that. You are a person of integrity. You desire to walk in humility. You want to learn about God. And because that's your presupposition, you're going to think about God in a different way. You're going to study him, pursue him, apply God to your life. You're going to crave to be Christocentric in your life. And if you are, then you're definitely heading toward Christian maturity. And what will flow out of your understanding of God, your appreciation, or even your hostility toward God, like the devil, but what will flow out of that will be your skill. It's one way of saying it. It will be your life. It'll be who you are on a functional, practical level. And you do see through this that it doesn't matter who you are, saved or lost. This is the process for living your life. We want to be mature as Christians. Therefore, we want our starting point to be as Christocentric as possible. We do want to be people of humility. We do want to act out in integrity. We do want to have tender hearts toward God. Therefore, when we enter into the text of Scripture, we want to learn God the right way so that we can learn how to live the right way. And then out of the life that we live, we will begin to export our lives to others. This, too, is not an option. There is no other option but to do this. Every person is in the export business. You are exporting something to other people, whether it is good or bad. Of course, if you have Christocentric character, then what you will be exporting to others will be wonderful. It will be good and it will be God-honoring. And then out of that exporting of your life will affirm the character that you have. It will be faith-filling. It will affirm your presupposition and your worldview. As you see God work in your life through the exportation of your life and other people, you will be encouraged and affirmed, and God's favor will be upon you, and it will motivate you to learn more about God. Thus, you have the cyclic effect of Christian maturity. And these are the four component parts. The character, who I am as a person, will influence how I think about and respond and cooperate with God, which will impact how I live my life, which will impact how I export my life to others, which will influence my character, Christian maturity. Let's take a coffee break. And I want to make an appeal to you. If you are able, would you be willing to support our ministry? We want to keep our resources free. We want to reach as many people as we possibly can. And by the mercy of God and the kindness of God and the grace of God on our lives, we have been able to reach every country in the world with our practical teaching of Jesus Christ. Every day our resources go around the world, but that cannot happen if people aren't underwriting our ministry. There are two aspects of you helping support our ministry. One, you benefit from it, which is quite important, and we want you to benefit from our ministry. But the second aspect is you partner with us to help us reach people who can't support us, or it's just not a possibility, but yet they can benefit as you benefit from our ministry. And so my appeal is, if you can support us for as little as $5 a month or $50 a year, would you do that? And also, would you be willing to share our ministry with the leadership of your church? Would you ask them to take us on? Say, we know these cyber missionaries. It's a missional work. They are helping people globally, and I think our church should help them. What do you think, Pastor? Leadership, and if you would make that appeal, that maybe they would take us on the way they take on missionaries and allow us to even do more than what we are doing now. So if you would consider that, I would be most grateful. We want to continue to free up our resources and make them available to any person, and if you could help, I would be most grateful. Thank you. This webinar that you just watched is part of our mastermind training. We have a team of students who come to our ministry and they want to be trained in how to disciple others well, starting with themselves, and then how to help others within their sphere of influence to whatever degree that may be. But it is an all-online, self-paced discipleship counseling study course. You can do it all online. You can do it at your own pace. You do not have to travel. And if you think you might be interested in that, what I would need for you to do is to go to our website, rickthomas.net. And we have a page there with a lot of information. You can read all of it. In fact, I require you to read all of it as your first homework assignment. I want you to make an intelligent decision. And so we have given you a lot of information. There are also several podcasts that I need for you to listen to and a couple short videos. And after you watch all of that, listen to all of that information and read it, if you have any other questions, you're welcome to ask them. Come to our website, jump on our forums, log in, username, password, and ask your questions, and it would be a privilege to be able to answer any further questions that you may have. But that is our mastermind training, and if you're interested in it, let us know. This webinar is part of the 10-part series of Introduction to Biblical Counseling. Our students in our mastermind program have several webinars that they have to watch, which is part of their overall training. There are 24 webinars altogether. The IBC class, this Introduction to Biblical Counseling class, are 10 of those webinars. You have been watching and listening to lesson number 7. Our ministry is helping people live effective lives. That's what we desire to do, and so let us know. If we can help you, it would be a joy and a privilege to do so. You can contact us at rickthomas.net. Thank you for listening to the webinar.